bad. On time. My stream was slated to start at 7 o'clock. It's 7:06. It's better than we usually do. And you're giving me an evil look, and I don't like it, because it's kind of freaking me out. I also don't think this is a fair fight, because I left my sword at home. Use your hate. Is that... Okay. Suddenly I'm not so scared anymore.
No, I'll do is start talking.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Side B. This is part 2 of Awesome Hardware, episode 127. The live stream that Paul and I do every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/awesomehardware.
Halloween edition.
And we also stream to our respective YouTube channels. Yes, it is special Halloween edition because Halloween just happens to land on a Tuesday this year. How awesome is that?
You normally think Halloween on a Tuesday, how lame.
Right.
But then you realize, Awesome Hardware Halloween edition, Halloween should be on Tuesday every year.
Yes, it is a true story of redemption for the holiday of Halloween, and we're glad to have you all with us. If you happen to miss the first half of this fantabulous episode, go ahead and check it out on Paul's channel. That's youtube.com/paulshardware, or you can find a link in my YouTube video description. If you're on Twitch, just stay where you are. Nothing will change, and you're awesome. And this is a show where we like to drink and occasionally curse, so if you have sensitive ears or you have children around, please kill them. Or, no, did I say that? Hide them, and keep them away from the stream, kill them, and continue drinking with us, because we're awesome. And other things. Thank you to Moderator Cell, processing in chat, as well as Spider-Fan. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are the real deal. And of course, my beautiful wife, Wifey Sauce, Heather, is in chat as well. Be sure to be kind to her or she will ban you forever. And thank you guys so much for these donations already rolling in. We will be getting around to all of those messages attached to those donations at the end of this half of the episode. Additionally, if you guys want to support us in other fun, creative ways where you also get something out of it, that's really awesome. You can go to any of our stores. I've got bitwit.tech. Mine's bitwit.tech/store, where you can find the super cool new Awesome Hardware shirts, RGB everything. I just got mine today, as well as the Beware of Bottleneck shirt. I feel a little douchey walking around with a shirt with my face on it, but so far people haven't seemed to notice. We've also got the amazing Sword Fight shirt. Also Awesome Hardware branded from our good friend Brian Maraxet, and a bunch of other stuff on our sites. Paul's is paulshardware.net, and you can pick up one of his awesome bottle openers with the thumbscrew logo on it. They work fantastically. I've had the pleasure of using it myself.
Available as a set, coming along with the pint glasses that
it's a great set.
Use to drink the beer.
It is a great set.
Oh, look at that pour. It's a little, that was aggressive.
But it also makes me extra thirsty.
I am thirsty.
It's very effective marketing.
Anyway.
So guys, pick up something from either of our stores, from both of our stores. If you pick up something from both of us, then you will get a Double Johnson shout out at the end of today's episode, and it will be glorious. But for now, we are drinking beer. I'm drinking some Clown Shoes, the Barista. It's a breakfast brown ale, which is a type of beer I've never heard of, which I feel is somewhat made up.
This is the beer,
I'm like, does it have eggs in it?
The beer that goes with
fucking
breakfast.
Bacon in here. And then Paul's drinking a 25-year anniversary Inner Geek Ale, which is branded by Blizzard.
Blizzard branded.
And also from an Anaheim microbrewery known as Bottle Logic Brewing.
Bottle Logic Brewing.
How is yours, by the way?
It's pretty tasty.
You want to do a quick swap and just
it's a 5% brown ale, which is tasty, yeah.
That's good. That's really good.
I like yours too.
Yeah, these are both very good browns. They're both browns, and yeah, they are not sponsoring the show, which means we're just drinking them because we like them.
That was me, brown ale.
So let's just dive right into some tech news for starters. Also, Paul, were you going to continue carving the pumpkin that we started on your half?
I was trying to tweet first.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'll just dive right in with some of these factuals. PUBG, apparently, according to PC Gamer, here's where the original article's from, PUBG is facing some serious threats from China. China is threatening to ban the game in its entirety for various reasons. This is according to a Bloomberg report via Game... Pardon me. Didn't mean to do that. Via gamesindustry.biz. Right, the game's Last Standing. Battle to the Death style design. According to China, presents a deviation from the country's socialist core values and traditional Chinese culture and ethical norms. So basically, China's looking at this game like PUBG. This is the #1 stream video game of all time. And by the way, China is the biggest region for PUBG as far as number of players and of player population. China is the biggest sort of audience for this game. And now the government is looking at it, all these watchdogs, these Chinese watchdogs are looking at it, they're going, I don't know, man, this PUBG's fight to the death thing, it seems a little against our terms and policies. We're traditional, we're old school, we kick it old school, bro. And this is a little too new school and aggressive for us. So,
this makes a lot of sense, Kyle, because PUBG, there's always only one winner. And obviously, if there's only one winner, how is that socialist at all? The state win? When everything should be done for the party.
Right. You know what? I think the question here is China taking it too far? Are they not able to see this as just a game? And are they seeing it more as anything more than a game? Like this is a potential threat on their economic system, their government, etc. I don't know what the hell they're thinking over there, but there was a loose translation from the Chinese watchdog. That they actually said to their Chinese developers. This is the warning or advice that China gave their Chinese developers, game developers. This is a loose translation. To this end, I recommend the domestic game companies, meaning all of you devs here in China, should not arrange or research and develop the introduction of such games like PUBG, and do not advocate to test such a way to attract users. At the same time, gaming, live, and other platforms should not be such games to provide publicity, promotion, and other services. So yes, very, very broken English here. But basically they're saying, devs, make games that are not like PUBG, that go against what we believe as a country, or what at least our government thinks that the people should believe. And so this is, of course, a bit controversial. But also, if you don't live in China, this doesn't really apply to you. It just goes to show that, wow, I'm very glad that our government, you know, as many problems and issues that there are in America, at least our government hasn't tried to, like, ban any AAA titles or popular games yet. They're pretty lax with the video games. I mean, GTA 5, totally fine. PUBG, walk on through. You know, I haven't really seen, like, Trump or even Obama in the past be like, you know, that one game, GTA 5, it's not quite up to our standard as American citizens. I think we'll ban it forever. I haven't heard anything like that on our end yet. So
is that an Obama impression?
No, I was trying to, but I dropped it.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I was gonna say that wasn't bad.
But I meant maybe little hints, slight Obama notes were in that impersonation. But, my beer is here. Okay. So, yeah. Shout out to China. If you guys are PUBG players in China, first off, fuck you, because you keep killing me. I know it's all you Chinese. It's all the Chinese! Because every time I get killed, I just hear, like, someone on the other end speaking Chinese, and it's because they're better than me, and I'm really salty. So, thankfully, that game will be banned for you now. No, I'm totally joking. That does suck. No video game should ever be banned for anything unless they're like completely horrible, which PUBG is not. IMO. Let's move on to our next story. And how far have you gotten? What's your progress here on the pumpkin carving?
I've just plunged my knife in for the very first time.
So maybe by the end of this show, Paul will have carved out an eye or something like that.
I've only decided what I want to go for. So.
Okay. So next up, we've got this is an article from videocards.com about an Asus video card. This is their ROG Strix GTX 1080 Ti Assassin's Creed Origins Edition. Yeah. What? Look at that. This is a card that they actually built in collaboration with Ubisoft, which means, from what I can infer, that the card will ship mostly broken and capped at 30 FPS. Yes, that was my SNL-esque weekend update joke of the day. But here's what you should know about it, apart from what I just mentioned. It's brown and gold and looks kind of weird. It's got a backplate Just watching chat go crazy. Oh, Ubisoft! Yes, it's got hieroglyphs on the backplate, which is a love-or-hate affair. This whole card is love-or-hate. You're either gonna be like, oh my god, I can form the perfect color scheme, and I can finally use copper tubing for my custom loop with this card.
This would be great with copper tubing.
Right? So in that regard, it's like a godsend for some modders or whatever, I'm sure. Other people are gonna be like, there's no way that this is gonna match with the typical red, green, blue, or black, or whatever I have in my system. So
it
doesn't even go with
doesn't
black.
match with RGB.
It doesn't match with RGB at all. So yeah, it's got the same clock speed, or no, I'm sorry, same clocks as the RG Strix OC model. Slightly lower than the Poseidon, but still in that 1.7 gigahertz range. And it's got 5 video outs to DVI, 2 DisplayPort, and 2 HDMI 2.0. It includes the AC Origins game. So Assassin's Creed Origins actually comes included with this game. I love the top comment of this article. It's like, had Ubisoft optimized the game properly, they could have bundled it with the GTX 1070.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, so guys, let me know what you think of this card. Love it, hate it, don't really care for it. I don't know. It's got dual 8-pin connectors, as you might expect, 12 plus 2-phase power design, and yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next story here. G.Skill is launching, or has launched, their fastest SO-DIMM kit to date.
Ooh.
You guys might have seen this on LTT's Twitter account. They recently posted a picture of the ASRock X299E ITX motherboard with 64 gigs of this shit installed. Damn them. As well as a 7980XE processor, so the 18-core, the flagship, Skylake X.
It's lame.
And they even had the bits power monoblock on top of that.
I will say maintaining the quad-channel memory makes it, to me, a much more viable option than their X99 ITX option.
Of course, that was one of the major complaints with the previous generation of high-end desktop platform from Intel, but now they've seemed to remedy that, and G.Skill is stepping up to the plate, delivering some really fast and high-performance memory on the SO-DIMM side of things, because, as I mentioned, these really sort of niche motherboards, high-end motherboards that are mini ITX, are only SO-DIMM compatible, such as the ASRock X299E ITX. So the kit that we're talking about here is a 32 gig kit that's 4 8-gig sticks at 3800 megahertz. That's really fast. 3800 for a kit like this at 1.35 volts.
The timings are garbage, though.
Timings are... Paul is not amused. Paul is seriously unimpressed.
No, it's not. For 3800, CL18 is fine.
You are as a reviewer, we are jaded AF, yo. So there are 3 slower kits to follow, including a 4x16 gigabyte kit at 3200. So yeah, there's that.
16 gig SO-DIMMs, huh?
Yep. Good lord. And these are all using Samsung B-Die DDR4 ICs, so that's good, especially because Ryzen seems to play nicely with the Samsung B-Dies, from my experience. So that's great news. And then this is supposed to launch December of this year. Unless you're Linus, then you get it early. With hopefully more SO-DIMM compatible boards to follow. Because as far as I know, current gen, that ASRock board's the only one that can take this kit.
Yeah.
So cool. Making some headway in the RAM game. G.Skill is. All right, let's move on to our next article, which is actually about me, because I'm awesome.
Oh, well.
This is a story.
Just a touch of shameless self-promotion.
Absolutely. This is actually an article, or a video, I should say, originally from Gamers Nexus. So here's the deal, guys. A lot of you guys probably caught my Enthoo Elite build part 1, where I'm building around a $10,000 system for shits and gigs, and I'm going to benchmark it, do lots of testing, but obviously I was going to delid it, because why not? It's $10,000. You might as well delid that 7980XE that I had.
Getting that hands-on delidding experience is something that I wouldn't pass up if I had the opportunity. Right?
Well, you know what, Paul? I'm just so confident in Gamers Nexus's abilities that I'm like, okay, they can delid this thing 1,000 times better than I can, than either of us can, to be honest, than those people can. all right? Other than maybe Der Bauer, all right? He's probably got the only one with a leg up here. So I actually shipped my 7980XE last week to Gamers Nexus, and they did a bunch of benchmarks with it, and they actually delidded it for me and reapplied some liquid metal, or applied some liquid metal to the actual to the die, and resealed it. And they had some interesting conclusions. They made a video on it themselves. The thumbnail says delidding Kyle. To be clear, they did not actually delid me as a person. Not sure how that would work, but they found some interesting behavior. Actually, the VRM on the motherboard they were using was spiking up way too hot, and it was actually throttling the CPU, making it bounce between 45x, which was their set multiplier, to all the way down to 12x. It was just going up and down. And that was with both the thermal, the stock TIM and the liquid metal. The difference is that with the stock TIM, the CPU was hitting TJ Max. So to the untrained eye, it looked like, well, the CPU is just getting really hot and that's why it's throttling. But with the liquid metal, the CPU package temps were still under TJ Max, yet the multiplier was still throttling down to 12x. So Gamers Nexus and Steve immediately knew that something else was wrong, and that's why they invented their super scientific finger burn test, where they put their finger on the VRM and to see if it burns them, if it's too hot to touch.
Oh, that's what.
And if it burns them within 3 or so seconds, then they know that the VRM's just running too hot. And so what they did was they took a fan, like just an external case fan, I'm guessing, and just blasted the VRM with it on the motherboard, and suddenly there was no throttling. They were able to hit that 45x stable, no problem. So their advice to me was, hey Cal, even though we've delidded the CPU, I would still suggest if you're using an X299 or one of these motherboards, and I believe the one that they used is the same one that I am, the Rampage 6 Extreme Asus ROG board, which is lame because it's like a $650 board. You did an unboxing of it.
Yeah, it's
$650 board and still running into overheating issues on the VRM. And so Steve was like, Kyle, if you're gonna build this system and actually use it long term, maybe invest in a monoblock or look into a full coverage water block for your CPU and the MOSFETs, you know, etc. So that you don't have to, so you actually maximize the potential of this chip.
It's just Intel. It's Intel giving water coolers the opportunity to say, yes, this water cooling equipment that I've invested, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into, is actually doing me some good. I'm able to maintain a higher long-term overclock that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise.
So, guys, because of all this, because of these great findings that Steve and Gamers Nexus have found, it's actually going to perhaps delay the part 2 of the N through Elite build, because I'm trying to actually get or acquire a monoblock for X299, specifically for the Rampage 6 Extreme, which EK Water Blocks does have. They just released a brand new monoblock for that. So guys at EK, if you're watching this, please send me one. And any viewers in chat right now,
you have their email?
Go blow up. No, I do. They haven't replied to me yet.
Oh, really?
Maybe they hate me. Yes, that would be super cool if I can get one of those. Or if not, I'll just probably buy it myself.
It's because all your Fantex crap that you got in there.
What does EK have anything against Fan? Oh, because
they're
the blocks.
Competitors. They make the same.
But I'm willing to swap out. But see, the cool thing about Fantex is that they're such cool guys. They're like, hey Kyle, like we'd love to send you some water blocks, you know, from our own line, our Glacier series, but you know, if you want to use other blocks, that's cool too. Like, no other vendor's that cool. Fantex, that's why I work with them so much, is because they're just so chill. They're like, yeah, you know, whatever, it's your build. So EK, if you guys are down to support, I'd love to have your water block on that 7980XE, which is now delidded. It should be in the mail by now, and I'll be getting it any day. So super exciting stuff, and huge shout out to Steve.
That's what they told you? Like, yeah, we're gonna send that 7980XE.
They sent me like a Core i3.
We'll send it right back to you.
It's like an 8350K or something. Like, but this doesn't even fit in the socket, guys. No, Cal, you're stupid. You're dumb. But the other cool thing about their testing was that they found by applying liquid metal and doing a light seal on the CPU with the silicone they had, they actually saw a 12-degree reduction from the stock TIM, which is great. Especially not just because for thermals, but for every 10 degrees Celsius, and this is what they found in previous videos they posted, for every 10 degrees Celsius knocked off, you get about a 4% power reduction in consumption. So that's great too. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good findings over at Gamers Nexus. Go ahead and check them out if you haven't yet. Moving on to our next article, though, we've got just a quick roundup from WCCF Tech of some custom GTX 1070 Ti's. These are all add-in board models. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you guys can look through them on your own time. There's some pretty cool ones, though. I'll mention a few of them. The Asus Cerberus. The Asus Cerberus. These are all 1070 Ti's. This is the advanced. Looks like a new cooler design that I have not seen before. It's got a dual fan, sort of dual fans config, and it's pretty cool.
I don't see any Strix branding on that either.
Nope, it does not say it's Strix. MSI also has their titanium gaming, which looks exactly like their regular gaming cards, except instead of red, which is very iconic for MSI cards, it's titanium/silver, so maybe a bit more color neutral. But it looks pretty cool. The MSI Duke is more of a budget option, it seems. Triple fan design. The EVGA For the Win 2. They're going to have a For the Win 2.
I'm not lining up the pictures I'm showing with what you're saying.
That's okay.
Very well.
They can look it up on their own.
Hold on. Asus. There's the Cerberus.
Yeah, the Cerberus or whatever.
Sorry, I was waiting. All right, there's the MSI.
Looks exactly the same as their other
ones. Looking exactly like every MSI.
Yep.
MSI new design.
I know.
It's not a bad design, but it's been a while.
And it's just red and red.
Yeah.
But so this one's a little bit, like I was saying, a little bit more color neutral. It's silverish or gray, whatever you want to call it.
Not terrible.
And the LEDs are red, or I'm sorry, white and not red. Okay. That was the thing that annoyed me most about that card, though, is that you could only.
Oh yeah.
Or was that it was RGB.
For part of it, but then a bunch of other red lights.
But the cooler,
red.
yeah, exactly. The fixed red lights and just the red cooler itself. The Zotac crew has a mini card coming out, so if you were looking for a small form factor solution, that might be the way to go. And EVGA again has their For the Win 2 and their SC Hybrid, which will have a 120mm radiator attached, built-in AIO. That's pretty cool. Yeah, 1070 Ti. Performance embargo lifts like early in the morning for on Wednesday.
It's like 2 days.
Oh no, Thursday. Sorry, Thursday. Better not be Wednesday.
Are you doing a video?
I am gonna do a video. It's probably gonna be not like the other videos that will go up. You?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Whatever I do, I'm doing tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. Although I will be using the I confirmed this today. I will be using the Zotac mini version, this little two-fan version. It's only 8.5 inches long, which is exactly the same size and shape as their mini 1070. It's the same freaking thing. But anyway, it is a very tiny one. This is what's going into my
HGPC or no?
No, what ended up being the entry level. The video is probably going to go up tomorrow on this. The entry level Threadripper build that I did. That's also going to be the system that is up for donation giveaway for our thing.
Cool.
But yeah, they're gonna send me one of those.
Is it a mini ATX system?
No, but it's a little bit smaller. It's in the Fractal Meshify C.
Okay.
And
that's the micro ATX.
The 10 point because I have the Enermax Threadripper water cooler in there at the front with a pretty decently thick radiator and fans.
On the clearance.
The 10 point right now I have the stock 1070 Ti in there, the Founders Edition, which is 10.5 inches long, and it barely fits.
Right.
So basically, I was talking to Zotac and I was like, I need something that's 10.5 inches. Their cards are 11 inches, they're bigger ones. So he's like, oh, they're gonna send me the short one. So
nice.
Should be still plenty of room in there. Anyway,
excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the tech news for my half, but we've still got some more stuff to talk about here. Let's do some Pimp My PC.
Pimp
My PC! We've got 5 entries here that I selected, and an honorable mention at the end. And we'll do some. We'll do a quick review of some of the costumes that you guys also tweeted at me earlier today. But starting with Jack and his PC, let's take a look here. And I just saw Gamers Nexus made a donation with a comment attached, which I'm very anxious to read.
We'll see what that's all about.
Yep, we'll see what that's all about.
Wow, they gave you a lot of money.
Up to no good as usual. Up to no good. All right, so what do we got here?
Purple and white.
Looks like an Enthu-Lux to me, with an RGB strip that seems to be hanging on for dear life, or lack thereof. An interesting mounting solution for the CPU cooler, going vertically. Let's see, what card is that?
Also,
is
the graphics card, which
is that maybe a 960?
Maybe a 960.
Doesn't look like he's given us. Oh, he did give us specs.
He did.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's an MSI Radeon R7 370. It was right on the case. He's also got an 8300, AMD FX 8300. So right off the bat, I'd say upgrade your CPU and just the entire platform. You might be able to sell that whole platform, motherboard, RAM, and CPU, and try to get, like, I don't know, Ryzen 5 or something like that. Ryzen 5 1600. I would think would be a pretty nice upgrade from an FX 8300. And your GPU looks pretty good unless you're trying to go for 1440p. I'd say for 1080p gaming, you're probably okay. Unless you really want to crank up the eye candy, then opt for, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard right now to suggest a... Did you already carve that?
Yeah.
What did you carve? You did do a penis.
You weren't paying attention.
You did do a penis! Paul! Is this intentional too, this little...
Yeah, it's kind of falling off.
Did you...
There we go. Very rude.
Wow.
It's somewhat rudimentary, but...
Yeah. Wow. That is the scariest pumpkin I have ever seen. I like the little candles.
It's 10.5 inches.
Is it really? Did you measure it? Yep. So this is a 1-to-1 scale.
Exactly.
Of Paul. Paul's hardware.
It's Paul's hardware. Right
1-to-1 scale of Paul's hardware, everyone. Applause. Circle of applause. Round of applause, everyone.
Thank you.
Very impressive carving, I will
you.
say. Never bring a knife that close to your real hardware, though, for the sake of all of us. All right, let's take a look at this PC here. I think you have a fantastic looking system. I don't see much wrong with it. Cable management looks mostly on point. There's something that could be done maybe at the top. Looks kind of like they're hanging down a little low in certain areas.
Looks like you have extensions for your 24 and 8-pin, but not for the graphics card.
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent.
Yeah. Cleaning that up would make things work a little bit better.
Get some white power cables for your GPU. And,
white power?
White, yep.
Says Kyle.
I did never, no.
Kyle, 2017 white power.
No, I didn't, that's not something it's not, no. So, also the red in your GPU looks a little mismatched to the LED color that you have picked out there. Unless, you know...
Get that new titanium one that we just showed.
Get the titanium. It'll match perfectly with your heatsink on the CPU cooler. And everything else will be perfectly fine. Honestly, though, it looks pretty good. There's not much I would change. So, thank you for that, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Next up, we've got Osimi.
Osimi84.
Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. We've got a GTX 1060.
I don't know how to pronounce the script here.
It looks like Arabic or something. GTX 1060, 6GB. A Core i5 6600 non-K SKU, and that looks like a Define R5.
I believe it's an R5 because it's got a cage up here and it doesn't have the reservoir.
Yes, Define R5. This is actually kind of a similar system internally as the one we just looked at, with the MSI card and
it is
sort of a standard CPU cooler.
Although the graphics card is in the top slots.
Sorry, I have to take my hair off just for a moment because
and the CPU cooler is positioned in a slightly more reasonable configuration.
Yeah, cable management, however, from
cable
the power
management's
supply,
awful.
It's bad, and you should feel bad.
Seems like little attention was paid there.
Yep. I would definitely tuck some of those cables behind the motherboard tray. You have a nice big grommet, which you've already started to use right next to your power supply. I would continue stuffing all the excess cabling through that hole. You probably don't even need to do much to the back end, honestly.
Stuff it in there. There's lots of space back there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just keep stuffing it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get through.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next person. Patrick. Patrick. Mr. Patrick. Sorry.
Patty Cake Sully with the Z170 motherboard.
Okay.
i5 6600K and RX 480 8 gig.
Wait, is that 3 MSI cards in a row?
It is.
It really is.
Wow.
Good lord. I didn't even realize that when I was
16 gigs of DDR4 Corsair LED RAM and Samsung 850 EVO SSD at 250 gig. Right.
Okay. So
if you bought all of this stuff when Z170 was a thing and when the RX 480 first launched and 16 gigs of DDR4, you should sell your your 480 gig, your RX 480 8 gig, and sell your memory right now, because both of those have gone up in price since you bought this stuff.
True.
More to the point, though, your system looks pretty clean overall. Cable management isn't the cleanest I've ever seen.
Yeah. Especially, yeah.
So there's maybe some work to be done there. Probably can't make it look too much nicer without a cable extension kit or something like that. But you could clean up like some of these cables coming from your front fans and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Honestly, I think just some cable extensions, if you're really going for aesthetics, and cleaning up the wiring. I don't know if those are RGB ring fans from Thermaltake, or if they're just set to white and locked into white.
I think they're just white.
Yeah.
Because his memory is white.
Then I guess that's not too bad. It's still color neutral. I'd take the sticker off the power supply if you are using the tempered glass version of that case, which I don't think you are, actually, because I don't see the mounting.
I believe chat is pointing this out right now, and I'll point it out too. Why is there an optical drive in here
not plugged in
if it apparently is not even plugged in?
Yeah.
Right?
I do not know. Maybe, Yeah,
it's not plugged in.
That is odd.
That's peculiar. There is a loose SATA cable hanging right here. I don't know.
Right.
And apparently a loose power cable's also hanging right there. So I don't know what the deal is with the optical drive. That must be where he hides the like super hardcore porn.
Ooh, so it's just like a disc?
Only plugs it in when he's wants to access it.
It's like a disc of like 1 gig of just the best porn ever.
Well, if it's a DVD, it'd be a 4.6 gig. How much is on a DVD? Yeah, I think it's
about 4 or 5 gigs. Yeah. Maybe it's a Blu-ray and there's like 20 gigs on there. Is that how much a Blu-ray can hold?
Depends on if it's single layer or double layer, I think.
Blu-ray
4.7 gigs. Thank you, chat.
Porn capacity. Wait, what?
Blu-rays go up to
25. Okay, I was pretty close.
50.
Oh, 50. Okay, 50. Okay, for...
It's 25 on a single layer, 50 on a double.
Oh. Wow. There are actually results for
when I have
Blu-ray porn capacity.
I like when I remember things and it's actually correct.
25G with dual layers is 50. Yup. Triple layer could do 100 gigs.
My God.
And quadruple layers could do 128.
I'm sure there's no, like, you don't need a special super niche Blu-ray hardware to read that or anything.
Yeah. But what do you know? Damn, 128 gigs on a disc. That's impressive. All right. Well, I've said my piece with Patrick's build. Patrick, thank you for submitting. Next, we've got Roda. All right. Name that case.
He's challenging us. Name that case.
600T.
I'll name that ripoff of my Arctic Panther 24-pin power cable design here.
Yeah.
But no. What is it?
I think it's a 600T with those 200mm fans at the top and front.
Oh, yeah.
The fans are a dead giveaway. That was my first ever case, guys, so you can't fool me on a 600T. I know them.
And it's definitely
back of my hand.
Definitely a Corsair, for sure.
Here we go.
So either a 600T or a derivative thereof that uses the same frame.
Yeah.
Which there weren't too many of, in my experience. Yeah, and the white, too. White, right? It's got the white frame around the outside.
Yes. Yeah. Huh. It's you know, that case holds up. It's still a pretty good case.
Yeah, it's
even
a solid
until
case.
today.
The fans that shipped with were kind of crap.
Yeah, I replaced those.
All right, so like you got some ketchup and mustard cabling going on with what appears to be a Zion power supply, which looks really horrible to me.
Good lord.
And you obviously have some cable extensions because they're cable extensions.
And an AMD
I
card.
would guess if you bought these cable extensions that they cost more than that power supply.
Yeah.
Right?
Added up, yep.
Because a decent cable extension kit is going to cost
30, 40 bucks.
Yeah.
That power supply looks like
at least
20 bucks.
So yeah, really, really swap that power supply out, please.
I doubt that's 80 plus.
Probably not at all.
And even if it's like 500 watts, it's probably giving you like 320.
Yeah.
Max.
Rotate your CPU cooler here 90 degrees so it is exhausting at the back and working in tandem with your exhaust fan there at the back. And then, again, interesting, just like the fact that you go for this aesthetic upgrade of these sleeved cables here, and yet there's so much just kind of loose like this. What is this right here? That's not going to anything. That's just there.
Yeah.
That can be tucked, like a lot of these can be tucked back behind. You get a loose kind of cable here coming from the fan of the CPU cooler as well. It doesn't look very tidy, so cleaning those all up, getting a new power supply would make this look a lot cleaner and a lot more like you thought more.
Yeah.
Like you put in more investment of thought and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending those over the road.
Has potential.
Rhoda. Next is Ashwin Mehra with a Define Nano S build. Asus ROG Strix Z370-I. So this is a brand new build.
Yep.
With an i7-8700, not the K. At least he didn't put the K. Corsair 16 gigs of DDR4 3000, a 1080 Ti SC2 from EVGA. Badly measured PSU cables from Cable Mod.
Oh?
Huh.
Badly measured. What?
That is a shit show.
If they really came that way, you should send them back if you can. Because that's not how they're supposed to be. That's just defective. You got a defective product.
That's not at all. Whoa. All right.
Yeah, I know. That's not cool.
So this has the vibe to it where it's like, all right, if you got your power supply and plugged in your graphics card and it doesn't look that great, you're fine. This has the unfortunate thing where it's like
not even
you
consistent.
Obviously did spend some time, some effort, possibly some investments on these cables, and it's really not looking good. You got some twist ties up here, which doesn't look good at all.
No, the fact that they're mismatched lengths for each individual wire is going to ruin the entire overall effect.
Yeah, cable combs that are kind of doing their job, but not really completely. Also, this one does not seem to be properly routed through the cable comb notches. And these cable combs are also very widely spaced, which gives me the impression that maybe they're meant to be temporary. Some cable combs are meant to go on there full time. Some are meant to put on there to put stuff in their place, and then you take them off.
Yeah.
And this kind of seems to me like taking that off would maybe look better.
Right.
At least for the 24 pin there.
That's not normal, man.
So yeah. Yeah.
Get your money back.
Also, there's a hue down here.
Yep.
An NZXT hue, which is...
So this is a...
So yeah, you got some really nice hardware in here, and honestly, if everything is perfectly functional and fine, and your temps are fine, then you can tell us to go suck a lemon or whatever outdated phrase you want to throw at us. But if you want it to look really clean, you're really going to need to spend some more time on these cables, the cable combs, the cables coming out for your graphics card. Because cleaning those up and making them nice and smooth, like this would be like, oh my gosh, it'd be such a nice, compact, powerful build all together there.
Definitely.
Those are really destroying it. Everything else looks really nice. Maybe consider some rotation of your fans up here, or some of these cables. Maybe you could clean up a little bit of that.
Yeah. For
your LEDs. But everything else looks really clean. Just, some unfortunate cable combs implementation going on there.
Indeed. All right, and that's pretty much all for the submissions. We do have one honorable mention from Jay Chu.
Jay Chu.
I thought this was a nice looking build, so I thought I'd feature it.
Ooh, that is nice.
Inside of the wait, what case is this? Is this a Thermaltake case?
I can't tell. It looks at least partially customized.
It might be a Thermaltake case. I'm not sure, but the bends are super clean. Some nice runs here. And it looks like we've got a dual loop going on because I can see 2 different shades of fluid. Unless that's just the lighting. Can you tell? Look behind that reservoir. Is there another reservoir behind that reservoir? Or is it like a mirror?
I think it's a mirror. Because I don't think there's enough depth there to put both of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I could be wrong. I feel like it's a mirror, though. No, somebody in chat says 2 res. I don't...
Is it an illusion? Is it
if
real?
This is a res
I don't know what to believe
CPU,
anymore.
Then it goes up to the CPU, and the CPU out, up to this top rad, out that, and back into that res. And if that's a res pump, then this one would go into the graphics cards, out of that into this lower radiator, and out
back
to
the...
All right, so maybe you're right. Maybe there is a dual. All right, I think you're right.
Okay.
Right, looking at that again.
Yeah.
The loop makes
because even the
sense
fluid in
when
the back res looks a little bit darker.
Yeah.
But and that's a cool little LCD there. It's fancy.
It says White Devil.
White Devil.
I'm curious about why there's just a random power supply out here, just chilling, powering something.
Maybe it's really hot in his room and he's just hooked up a couple fans to his PSU.
He said ketchup and mustard.
But a very clean build.
Yeah, very nice looking. I like it.
Super sexy.
Good job, Jechu.
Thank you guys for submitting those. And we do have... I did want to go over a couple costumes. I asked you guys earlier today to send in some pictures of you in costume because we would potentially do a Pimp My Costume segment. But I didn't really receive enough submissions to do a full segment on it. So at the same time, I didn't want to just completely ignore all of the good submissions that you guys submitted. So being very repetitive now. But I just wanted to quickly highlight, there's some honorable mentions here as well. So first off, we have Tim. This is from his office costume contest.
Hey,
he
Tim.
specifies that he did not win.
He did not win.
But he showed up to work as God's gift to women.
Yeah, he is God's.
And clearly...
It's a present.
Clearly, what woman could argue with that? No one, Tim. No one. You are a bright, shining star.
He's wearing neutral colors otherwise.
Yep. Yep. He's definitely got a big package.
I think that's pretty impressive, Tim.
Very impressive
I thought you did a good job there.
We both approve of your package, Tim. And also Zach. Zach went as something. I mainly picked him to put on the show because I just had questions. I didn't really know exactly what he came as.
Well, he said, I stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared back.
Okay. Is that a famous quote from somewhere that immediately, like, reveals who he is?
I don't know if that's a direct quote. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, but it just seems like, you know, maybe he was on a drug binge or something like that. You know, it's 3 a.m. He's just borked out of his gourd or whatever.
Someone said horse of cards.
Horse of cards. That makes sense. See, that would make sense. Horse of cards. Canceled. It's canceled now, by the way.
Horse of cards. I love it.
This is just what he was inspired
to
dress up as.
Well, you know what? A for making us think.
Yep.
Enjoy the drugs. Thank you, Zach. And then next up we got Joker. Not Joker Productions, different Joker. I thought this was an honorable mention because the makeup is on point. I think this is pretty good makeup here. And this is definitely hospital Joker, where he has the Dent, the Harvey Dent badge.
Ah, yes.
And the the nurse outfit. Very good job on the makeup.
You wanna know I got these scars?
Yeah. I don't, actually. He says he didn't get his hair right, though. But that's okay. You brought your own...
That's close enough.
You brought your own flair to it.
You got the green tint in there, we can tell.
Yeah, the color's on point. That's the most important part. Even his Twitter bio says, let's put a smile on that face. He's totally in character, which is much appreciated. And then, finally, our good friends, Steve and Carrie.
Yay, Steve!
Steve and Carrie. They went as Daenerys Targaryen, as well as the White Walker King, the Night King, or the true King of the North. This is him, and of course, in his casual attire.
Oh yeah.
This is when he's just chilling on the couch, you know.
Just got the T-shirt.
Come here, Danny. Give it to me, baby.
They did a good job.
Yep. Very nice. Well done, Steve and Carrie.
Good job, Steve.
And thank you all.
Hi, Carrie.
Thank you all for submitting. It was super awesome. And we can now move on to... What candy are you eating? Looks delicious.
Reese's, you want one?
I forgot. Can I get... give me a Kit Kat or a Whopper?
I've been eating quite a few of these.
Either or will suffice.
You get a Whopper then.
Yes! Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Where do we leave off? Where do we pick up all these donations from? Here we go. Zir Hardy, 20 Australian, saw your first video, Kyle.
Oh.
Know which side of the motherboard to put risers on now? This must have been, I think the video he's talking about is the Newegg video.
It's the three-way
speed challenge.
Speed challenge, yeah.
Right. Me, Joanne, and who was it? You? Steve?
I was the judge.
You were the judge. It was me, Joanne, Vu.
Vu?
I think Vu. I think there's the three of us. Yeah, but yes, I did not remember, or didn't even know at that point in my PC building career that standoffs were a thing. So I literally just mounted the motherboard to the case, which I eventually had to undo.
You also used...
Tell me about it, Paul. Tell me.
You had a standoff under?
And on top.
And you used the standoff to screw into that standoff from the top of the motherboard to secure the motherboard in place.
I was clutching at straws,
Which was brilliant. Brilliant. And
I was clutching at straws.
Use of...
You know, I'm going to do a follow-up video to see if that actually works. And prove you all wrong.
It's fine. Plus, it gives you the ability to mount another motherboard on top of it.
Yeah, you know.
If you want.
With all the Bitcoin mining these days, I mean, why not? All right, Fred Rant, $50. Fred, you are the friend.
Thank you, Fred.
You are the friend that I've been looking for all my life.
He just gives
me money
every time you see him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are the best. Kyle, there is still a pie. There's still pie in your hair. LOL. Working with Wifey Sauce for another special event for you in 2 weeks, so you better hurry up and take her to dinner. Okay, I'm taking her to frickin' dinner tonight, because I'm terrified with what you guys are planning next.
That sounds like the best bet.
I'm honestly scared.
Yeah.
Thank you, though, Fred. Tom's Bremsmith, $77.77 Norwegian krona. Wow. Glad to help you get in touch with Savage Jerky. I'm Paul.
Oh, nice.
Why you fast forward on my donation about Face Off and Reaper?
Wait, what? I fast forwarded?
We might have missed that one. Brimsmitch?
Why did I fast forward on his donation about Face?
So perhaps maybe we skipped your donation by accident.
I didn't mean to.
It was totally not intentional. But Face Off and Reaper. Oh, he's probably saying that whoever loses the next Face Off would have to like eat some of that Carolina Reaper jerky or something.
Oh yeah, I'm never eating the Carolina Reaper jerky.
Neither am I. For the record,
neither
am I unless you give me like lots of
money. Will never put that in my mouth.
Or up my butt.
I can't promise that someone else would force I can't, if there were as a group of people that held me down or whatever, that might happen. I will never willingly eat that. I don't care if we have a contest that I lose, whatever. I just be like, I don't care.
It seriously.
You called me a coward. All right, I'm a coward.
You know, Cal 2.0, my brother-in-law. He was over this weekend, and he saw because he'd watched the stream, but then he saw the Reaper jerky just sitting there on my desk. He's like, "So is it really that hot?" I'm like, yeah, just try it. I was like, try like a little tiny piece. He literally like this like a dime size. A dime size, just like a little bit. And he can handle like spicy food, no problem. And he like eats it and he's like, oh shit, you have milk? And I'm like, yeah, it's downstairs, bro. And he just like runs it like, seriously?
Give me the milk.
I don't know if like he actually drank milk, but he was like, like you saw me on stream. He was basically the exact same way from like that big of a piece.
I actually watched part of it back, and I was like, I didn't realize how much you were hurting at that time. I was like trying to like get through the end of the show stuff, and
the Savage guys, when they DM me afterwards, they're like, hey, I hope you're fully recovered from the Reaper. I'm like, yeah, not really. Still in full pain right now. Thanks, guys.
It's a challenge.
So that was good times.
Process
good
that
times.
fully.
Lessons learned. Lessons learned the hard way. All right. Next up, we've got NX01A. I'm sure there's a better way to pronounce that for 5 British pounds. Excellent show, guys. Keep up the great work. We shall.
Thank you.
We appreciate you appreciating our mediocrity.
Every day.
El Jefe Reviews, $10. I missed side A. So here's $10 for you both. Happy Halloween, guys.
Thank you, El Jefe.
Thanks, Jefe.
Happy Halloween.
You too.
TV
Chow for the $10.
TV Chow.
I done goofed and didn't put my complete address when ordering from Paul's shop. But I put a complete address when I ordered from Kyle's shop. Can you guys walk off that, or do I have to eat a booty? Wait, do I have to eat booty? What does that mean?
I don't know what he means by eating booty.
Neither do I.
But Thievy, John he's very smart. He gets multiple orders from both of our sites very frequently, and he often ships them together. So if the remainder of your order information, such as your name and payment information, is the same, he'll probably use whatever the complete address is that you filled out there. But if you're at all concerned, both of our websites on the stores have a contact page where you can email directly, and John is really good about getting back to emails. Yeah. Which is a complete opposite of me and Kyle. We're terrible. We're terrible at getting.
Oh yeah. Never email us ever. Yeah. Still not sure what you mean by the booty thing, but good luck with it.
Eat it.
Tyler Farnsworth for the $5. You guys should try building a PC right after eating a Carolina Reaper. Tried something similar when I was in the Marine Corps, and it was miserable. Yeah, you're really selling it.
You should try this thing that I tried. It was really awful.
Yeah.
Like,
hey,
sure, Tyler, that sounds great.
You should put yourself through hell right now.
Love to subject myself to pain.
Nope. I've seen enough reaction videos of people eating Carolina Reapers on YouTube, and it is not something that I've seen and been like, yes, I'm doing that right away. No, no thank you. I like my regular spicy food just fine. Thank you, Aaron Barlow, for the $5. Thanks for the stream, guys. Cheers. Cheers to you as well.
Cheers.
Mr. Aaron. Bravo, bravo.
Thanks, Aaron.
This next one's from Gamers Nexus.
Oh, good old Gamers Nexus.
In the flesh. $50. Wow, so generous. You are definitely getting your CPU back.
Definitely in all caps.
He's capping it. Clickbait. It won't get lost in the mail. Also, for what it's worth, we have 6 thermocouples on the board and are over 100 C on those FETs. Holy crap. Definitely want direct cooling or liquid for a big overclock. More soon. P.S. I know where you live. Thank you for just haunting my soul at the very end of that very informative but also threatening
your mistake in
donation.
This whole thing was actually providing Steve with your actual
yeah, it really was.
Could have gotten around that. Thank you, though, Steve.
He's always one step ahead. Yeah, thanks, man.
Steve, by the way, Steve, if you are still watching, I know Kyle sent you his CPU. I was wondering if I can borrow your delitter from Der Bauer once you're done with it. Although I have been intending to hit him up directly, and he'd probably send me one. I have the LGA 11.5X one.
Everyone, just go hit up Steve for like all of your CPU delitting needs.
Yeah,
he'll more than graciously
service.
accommodate all of you.
How much money you can make with that? All right, Giovanni Licamelli
for the $20.
$20.
I've had money while in community college, but next fall I'll be at university, which means I'll be poor. Can I survive 2 years on my 970 SLI setup with a 1600X on all future games over or equal to 60 FPS on high to ultra settings at 1080p? Or should I grab a GTX 1080 before I go?
I would lean towards grabbing the 1080 simply because your 970 is effectively working with 3.6 gigs of memory, and that's probably what you're going to be running up into a wall against. Like, granted, most GPUs within the past couple years with the right settings on a game you can get playable frame rates with, but if you're actually hitting a wall with the amount of GPU memory that's available, you'll see frame rates drop off pretty quickly. And if you're talking about current games, AAA titles, and especially if you're talking about anything much beyond 1080, then more video memory is probably going to be something that you want.
Yeah.
Now, that said, you said 1080p, 60 frames per second, and if you're not playing the newest high-end AAA titles, then you can probably get away with what you got right now.
But he did say all future games.
Talking all future games.
If you're talking all future games, you want to upgrade VRAM, most of all.
There you go.
Yeah, because even certain games now are maxing out 3.5 gigs no problem at 1080p.
Yep.
Like GTA 5, for example, etc. K-Pilot. RC Hellis, $5. What's the best Hellies? Yes. What's the best affordable cable extensions you can get? I hear Fantex are great, but are there any other options that won't cost an arm and a leg?
Most cable extension kits that I've seen cost between $50 and $100 for a somewhat full kit, depending on whether you're just talking about 24-pin plus 4-pin, 24 plus 8, 24 plus 8 plus 6, 6 or 8. 6 or 8 and 8 and another 8 depending on your graphics cards requirements, so that can increase the price. But there are options directly from the power supply manufacturers. EVGA, for example, sells a kit, but they're still relatively expensive. I would say just keep an eye on some of the custom designers who do custom sleeve cables out there, because there's quite a few smaller companies that have cropped up that do really good jobs. Kyle and I have both worked with Ensourced, for example. Ensourced Customs. WazMods, I've seen.
WazMods?
I haven't seen in person his work, but I've seen quite a few pictures, and he does a great job as well.
Yeah. Mainframe Customs.
Mainframe Customs is another. They're slightly bigger, but you know, you can get some good work through them as well. Anybody else? I know there's other ones that I feel like should jump to my mind, but who? Ooh, wait.
Is it someone you've used?
No. Ensourced is quite awesome. The Bomb 1000, yes, I completely agree.
Yeah. They do some great work.
Shoot. Hold on.
Mod 1 PC. Metal Jeff, if that's Metal Mods Jeff, hello. Hello.
V1 Tech.
V1 Tech, right. Yeah, they do some good work too.
V1 Tech, we've known him for actually quite a while.
Yeah.
And they do
all kinds
backplates
of
and a bunch
stuff,
of other stuff, but they also do cable sleeving, and they've got some good options there. So V1 Tech, I would also suggest checking out, because there's again, quite a few options there. And you know, power supply, the manufacturers that make power supplies, they're doing all right. You can pay EVGA for a sleeved kit, but honestly, I feel like some of these more independent companies, you can get something that's a little bit more unique, maybe a little bit more customized to what you want as far as the color options and that kind of thing. And yes, they might cost a few more dollars, but they're really high quality. So
yeah,
check them out.
Indeed. Thank you very much for your donation, K-Pilot. Dennis Rigdon, $5. Here's your 5. Also, you know something. You got $5. Thanks for hanging out with us for Halloween. Yes, I know that you are
something, Jon Snow.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I know that you guys are awesome, and we do appreciate your patronage. ASDF. Put a lot of thought into that username. $5. I never seen anyone using the EVGA PowerLink. I think it provides a cleaner look. Any opinions? Jay did a video on the EVGA PowerLink, which you guys could check out. Jay's 2 cents.
It's a unique little product. I feel like people who are seriously concerned about aesthetics for something like that tend to get sleeved kits. And if you have a nice sleeved kit or even something with extensions, then you really don't want the PowerLink, because it takes that nice cable sleeving and hides it around the side. So it's really made more for, a cheaper power supply or something like that, where you just want to move that cabling off to the side. It's fairly effective, but I would agree with you. I haven't seen it used too much.
Yeah,
I have 4 of them at home.
Yeah,
I got
more than I would ever need, which is.
I was at an event where EVGA was giving them away in the swag bag, and I ended up with 2 of them there. But yeah, I mean it's not a bad product at all. If you're suddenly in that situation where you need it, it's very effective. But
yeah,
I just don't see people like, all right, I'm gonna do this and this and this. Then we get the EVGA power link and put it there. And then everything's gonna look awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You either want to show off your cables or you don't care.
Yeah.
So
it does look clean though when implemented properly.
That's true.
Scott Dilbeck.
$6.66. Metal. Paul put Kyle's wig on. I built the Sandy Bridge i5 with an RX 480 during Side A as HTPC to spam Pimp My PC submissions PC because my main rig gets no love. Well, maybe your main rig is already too pimped.
That could
to
be.
make it onto the segment. Scott, do you ever think about that?
If it's too good, it doesn't get picked.
Right.
There's nothing to be critiqued.
Yes, there needs to be some pimping that can be had, which means you're just an awesome builder and super metal as well, obviously. But thank you very much for the donation. Ashwin Mera, $10. For my build, the PCIe cable is dual 6+2, mistake 1. And I used wrong lengths, mistake 2.
Oh.
So I can't return them. Hoping for sales to buy new ones. Tips for the cable combs. Thinking of cable lacing.
Ashwin, and I'm pretty sure this is the guy who had the Pimp My PC that looked very clean except for that cable.
Yeah, the cable mod
I would seriously take a look at cable lacing. I was trying to do that with Arctic Panther, and I had to like give up because I was just impatient with it. But
what's cable lacing again?
It's basically the process of using string, fishing wire, some very thin material to lace the cables so it holds them in place, just as a cable comb
a training
would.
method.
So it's just training.
I see.
But if you do it right and you do it with like thin fishing wire, something like that, you can set it up and just leave it there. And it holds it in place. But you need to lace it properly. So definitely checks, just if you look up PSU cable lacing, there's several videos that I found on it that kind of show you pushing it through and doing it. But I'd say for your situation, that would be a very viable option for getting those cables, for all the cables to line up right, because that's all you really need.
Yeah.
And those cable combs that you have, they're holding everything really far apart.
Right.
And it's not looking that clean. So that I think would be a good potential solution for you. And you wouldn't even need to really spend that much money. It's just a matter of kind of watching the videos and playing around with the lacing of it, I guess.
Or you could do what I did with Hotline and just buy some nice looking Velcro straps. And if you can sort of train them enough to be okay for like the first few inches before they get unruly, and just like Velcro strap maybe once or twice along the extension that's visible from that left side of your case, I found that works just as well. It's super cheap and easy. It's super easy. It's a Velcro strap, so it worked out for Hotline, so maybe it'll work out for you. Give it a shot. They've also got Velcro straps of different colors and stuff to match your theme. But next up, we've got Michael Morton. Right? No, wait. Is that right? No. We're Jacob. Jacob Twitchell. $5.
Jacob.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to say I love watching your show. Also, Paul, congratulations on your pumpkin. Brings a new meaning to awesome hardware. It sure does. And you've even put little spiders on it. It's
candles in it. Spiders.
Very festive. Very festive.
Yep.
This is the first ever jack-o'-lantern to get demonetized. Michael Morton, $6.66. Love the shirts I got from you and Paul. CPU cooler and BIOS flasher. And
Thank
for
you,
Paul,
Michael.
the Zero Insertion Force. Keep it up. Yes, those are all classics. They will live forever. Thank you very much, sir. Ducky Doe Gaming, $5. Go check out my costume tweet. P.S. I love you, guys. We love you.
Thank you, Ducky.
Thanks, Ducky. Tyler Farnsworth, $5. Feel free to call me Professor. Futurama, since you're too scared to eat the Reaper, put the pumpkin on your head, Kyle. This is a little bit too small for me to put a pumpkin on my head. I already did that once in Stack Attack, and it was not the most pleasant.
Yeah.
But also very hilarious. So if you guys want to check that out, you can do that now on the channel. And then that's pretty much it for the donations. We do have a couple Johnsons to shout.
Yay for Johnsons.
Oh my god.
I have 3 Johnsons.
Mary Ann from Calamba Laguna, Philippines. From the Philippines. Thank you very much for picking up an Evolution shirt.
Over in the PI, that's awesome.
Thank you, Marianne.
Rob or Robert from Illinois.
Robert.
Got the beer sets. Thank you so much, Rob. Johnson for you, sir.
Woo! Bryant Salinas. CPU cooler and Words in a Circle pint glass. Thank you very much, sir. Johnson.
Davey Chow.
Davey
oh my
Chow.
God, Davey Chow from California.
What did he get?
He got the RGB Everything shirt.
Oh, that's so good. That's the best one.
Which means that
that's the number one.
It's shared between us.
Holy shit.
Thank you, Davey Chow.
It's going to sell out so fast. And then we also got a Johnson from this just says a low level thing. Davey Chow, get a double Johnson. Beware of bottleneck shirts, Thievey. Nice. You are the best. Thank you very much, sir. Let's see.
I got a Johnson for Kevin from Connecticut. Kevin from Connecticut. Who might be a member of the military. I can't tell from this address.
Johnson.
Possible. Johnson. If you are, thank you for your service, sir.
Johnson for Sandre. Sandre for picking up an overclocking mug. Sandre, you are the best, I guess.
I'm done. That's all I got.
Okay. Robert, I think, gets a double Johnson.
Robert double Johnson.
Words in a Circle pint glass and Beware of Bottlenecks t-shirt. One of my faves at the moment. Good choice, sir. And finally, Kevin double Johnson to you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Picking up something from Paul's store as well as an overclocking ceramic mug. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show. But don't go anywhere because we have an excellent raid stream. Twitch raid. Twitch raid. We have a Twitch raid. I forgot what that was called. We are raiding our good friend and own moderator.
We're raiding
Cell Processing.
Which
you guys need to blow the F up because he has been.
He's clearly taking advantage of his position as the moderator of our show.
He's been the
I approve. He needs to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to him.
He's too selfless. He's too selfless too often. And this is his one time to shine, guys. So please go ahead and visit twitch.tv/cellprocessing. Or you can just
CELL processing.
Yes, he's not trying to sell you processing power or anything. It's a totally different thing. He'll explain it to you on a stream. And we'll also be hosting his channel from our own if you just want to stay here. So guys, thank you so much. Also timestamps. Anyone who wants to do that for me in the YouTube comment, please do that. I love you so much. I'll pin your comment and you'll be super awesome. Until next time, guys, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Goodbye. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.